Right, let me just explain something. A few episodes ago, I did a flight from Manchester to Bologna, and that was basically the flight I was planning to do for the Ultimate Cup European Series that I was commentating on that weekend at Mugello. It turns out that flight didn't happen, and I actually went from Heathrow to Florence on an Airbus A320neo with British Airways. Completely different flight, completely different aircraft. Now, this weekend, the day you are seeing this, I would be commentating on the Goodyear FIA European Truck Racing Championship in Misano, which is also in Italy. Now, for that flight, I would be flying from Manchester to Bologna with Ryanair. And I wanted to do these flights for my commentary gigs basically on the day that I would be there, on the weekend I would be there, because these come out every Sunday. So what we're going to do instead of doing Manchester-Bologna again for Ryanair is we're going to do the flight that I was supposed to do to Florence, which is going to be Heathrow to Florence in an Airbus A320neo. I hope that clears it up. I'm going to be trying to do as many of these as I can. So on weekends where I'm commentating on motorsport, I do the flight I would be on to go there. I hope that makes sense, and I hope you enjoy it. Let's hop in. Hello everybody, welcome to Chaz Draycott Media and welcome to another episode of Microsoft Flight Simulator. As you've seen, today we're going to be flying to Florence. We're going to be going from London Heathrow, and I'm super excited to be getting this one underway in Tango Tango November Kilo. Should be a really good flight. The weather's looking great. We're going to get in the cockpit in just a second and connect to VATSIM and so on, and I'm going to show you the flight plan route and everything on SimBrief. So let's hop in, shall we, without further ado. Okay, in the cockpit we go then. I'm going to connect to VATSIM first and foremost once I get my clipboards all in order. We're flying today as Speedbird 7 Charlie Delta. We've got tower on at Heathrow, I believe, so I'm excited to see whether we get any sort of major change to instructions there. That is not correct. This keyboard has been doing my head in recently. Now let's see what is around, because at the moment, by the look of it on Volanta on my right-hand screen, Heathrow is busy. And yes, as you can see, the airport has come to life. We've got some 777s and A350s behind us. There's a Virgin aircraft over there. There's more Speedbird A350 and A320 action there. Okay, cool. They will have arrivals on this side, I believe. Nothing coming in by the look of it. But look at this big 777 that we've got here next to us. It's actually pushing back right now. 777-200. I do plan on flying the 777 at some point in the near future, but I'm not sure when yet. That is one aircraft I want to get in the cockpit of over the A350 anyway. But today we're in Tango Tango November Kilo. Let's start getting a setup then, shall we? So batteries 1 and 2. External power on. We'll put the strobe to auto. Nav and logo light. Arm the emergency exits and put the no smoking signs on. Crew oxygen supply. Left, right, centre on the nav. And we'll put the outer pumps on for the moment, shall we? We then want to make sure that we've got all of the information in from here before we then request boarding. Cracking. We've got all of that. Fuel and payload is ready to go. We're going to do that on the aircraft itself instantly. So we're going to just do that straight off the bat. And she'll say boarding completed.
Boarding completed.
Cool. We'll then get GSX to start boarding now. So we've got the jetway connected as far as I know. Yes, we do. And we'll request boarding from GSX. We're not going to start the APU just yet. Going to get the QNH to say 1018, which is the correct QNH for today. Banging. Let's just check what frequency we need to be on. Ah, Scottish Centre is on, but not Heathrow Tower anymore.
Traffic Virgin 7 Bravo landing up 0998.
No, it seems like they've gone
Heathrow
offline.
traffic Skyway 238 leaving Lambourne, flying the non-radar approach for the ILS 09 left. Heathrow.
A lot going on very instantly here. I think we may just ask. Heathrow traffic, Speedbird 7 Charlie Delta, could anyone confirm that Tower's just gone offline?
Yeah, that's him.
Thank you very much. Okay, that's a shame. So we will not be getting Tower today. Just missed him. It said that they... Let me have a look at online ATC. Oh, he was online for an hour and 20 minutes in fairness, so oh well. It's all good. For some reason it thinks that we're in CDMA, which is a little aircraft I used for VFR stuff a while ago. It seems to default to that, but that's the aircraft we're in today.
Heathrow traffic Virgin 7 Bravo departing 098.
It's a lovely day to go flying either way. Let's get down to the MCDU then and get set up, shall we? So we'll go to init, we'll do an init request. I've probably turned the ATC down in the background because some of these people are very, very loud. Today the flight level is 290. There we go. Okay, 7 Charlie Delta. Cool. Let's get the flight plan in. On the departure today, we are going to be on the ModMe 1 Juliet departure on runway 90 right. So 90 right. ModMe 1 Juliet, cool. Insert that.
Heathrow traffic, heading 49.
Someone say.
Traffic, airport.
Heathrow traffic, Spirits, 8 Tango Kilo is base for 09 left.
Wow. People are really getting busy today. Let's go ILS Yankee. And we're on the Marel 3 Quebec arrival. Marel 3 Quebec.
Traffic, heading 497. Check on 122.8.
Last station calling, breaking up quite a lot. Cool, we've got that ready. We'll get our perf sorted in just a moment. Everybody's still boarding the aircraft though via GSX. See if we can do this from here. Okay, 147 all the way. Flex attempt 66 on flaps 1. 147. Is it weird to see it 147, 147? Flaps 1, 66. Love a bit of that. Let's go to the init B page as well because it needs to put the 0 fuel weight in. We'll check that in just a second. What is the block fuel today? 7.421. So I'm going to go 7.5 on the block. Is that going to change that? Let's just check the 0 fuel weight. 0 fuel weight 60.596. Yeah, 60.6. Center of gravity 32.7. Okay, that's really good. So that's got the correct thing in there. I like to double check that now after my flight in Croatia went a little bit wrong in that regard. We'll get constraints on there. Frame rate's always a bit low here at Heathrow, obviously with how big an airport it is and the usual traffic that you get. I'm going to go to the open chart. 6,000 feet. What's the initial climb clearance, does it say? No, we'll just go 6,000. Okay. Now we've refueled, we'll put the central tanks on. And now we'll just wait for everybody to board, I guess.
Heading 497 at stand by. Requesting radio check on .8.
It sounds like you've got a loose connection somewhere. The microphone's breaking up quite a lot. Okay, so looking at the checklist,
Tango Kilo is becoming
all we
short
need
final
to
for
do is
09
now
left.
wait for boarding by the look of it. We've got all the barrow and
After
everything
the
set up.
non-announcing Virgin 506 Lima.
And Virgin 506 Lima, evacuating on the way 09 left via Alpha 8 now.
Speaking of, they just said non-announcing. So basically on Unicom, you have to make sure that you announce your movements, and a lot of people don't. I've been quite bad in the past before where I've announced that I'm on approach somewhere and then getting mixed up in preparing for the approach. I haven't then, given updates on 5 miles, 3 miles, landing and so on. But yeah, some people just don't do it at all. Yeah, they just bark because someone's dog barked in the background. It's a little bit messy on Unicom this morning. Let's get our squawk code in, shall we? 2000, go to TA. We'll get that on already, why not? Put predicted wind shear on nice and early as well. Are we ready? Is boarding done? The door is closing on the aircraft, so we should get that GSX bong any moment now. Let's just go back in the cockpit and wait for it. We need to plan our taxi route as well. Seeing as we're on Unicom, we're not going to get given one. So it is Charlie, Bravo, November 10. November 10 for runway 9 right. Okay, boarding is completed. Okay, so prepare for pushback and departure. So to do that, we need to make sure all the windows and doors are closed. Let's just make sure on the aircraft here.
Heathrow traffic, Spirit 8, Tango Kilo 09 left vacated.
Let's go up here and let's put the beacon light on. Let's start the APU as well. And then APU bleed on. Seatbelt signs are on. Good stuff. Okay, other than that then, throttles are idle, parking brake is set, APU bleed is now on, external power disconnected once we've got APU available. Cracking. Okay, what stand are we at? 547 I believe it is. Heathrow ground, Speedbird 7 Charlie Delta, preparing to push back onto Charlie from stand 547. Getting ready for that pushback. Let's disconnect that external power now. Now we've got the APU available. Never did any fire tests, but come on. It's probably a habit you should get in the real thing, maybe not on flight sim. It won't remove my parking brakes.
Commencing push.
How weird.
All engines clear.
Is it disconnected? Yeah, seems like it, because flaps are all the way down. Let me just turn my controls off and turn it back on again. Yeah, there we go. Engine into ignition, down here. And let's start engine number 1, shall we? Dropping us back down. Lovely. We did put our beacon light on, didn't we? Yeah, I was just making sure. Now we're going to go ahead and start engine number 2. Isn't she a beautiful shiny pig? November Kilo. When I flew to Florence just a few weeks ago, I actually flew on November Victor on the way out and November Yankee on the way back. We've got 777 in front of us. Right then, let's just make sure we've got our after start checklist. So, engine mode into normal, flaps go set. So flaps go 1. Speed brakes will be armed, which we'll bring up on here. Cool. APU bleed comes off, and then the APU master switch also comes off as well. Then we have to make sure there's anti-ice, so I think we're all right. Let's make sure the rudder trim is set, pop that down in there. And then we have the runway turn-offs and taxi light to sort out. So we'll put the taxi light on, and we'll put the runway turn-offs on when we get a little bit closer to that. Heathrow ground, Speedbird 7 Charlie Delta, preparing to taxi to runway 09 right via Charlie Bravo November 10. We'll follow the company 777.
Good prep.
Right, unsure on whether that was sarcastic or not. Parking brakes coming off though, and we will move.
Any of the traffic stars 238 taxiing Terminal 2 via Bravo Kilo, Heathrow.
We'll have to wait behind this guy then. This big pig. Don't want to get too close. Are they moving? Don't think they are they?
Heathrow traffic 05 Echo Alpha, heavy is fixing runway 09 right via Charlie Bravo November 10.
Didn't get word of that. Let's just do our preparation while we're here then, shall we? Auto brakes goes on to max. Let's get the cabin checked from up there. Ding dong. And then we can do a takeoff config test to make sure that's all
traffic
on.
switch 54 Delta going around 09 left.
Oh, got to go around on 09 left. 777 in front of us is taxiing, so let's crack on. You can see them doing a flight controls check, that's cool. All their spoilers and stuff just came up. So we're going on Bravo, which is the first right hand, and then left down onto November 10. I'm excited for this, really excited for this today. Just making sure there's nothing else that we've forgotten before takeoff. We've got our initial altitude set. Everything on the ECAM is all sorted as well. TCAS just goes to TA and RA on there. They seem to have slowed down a little bit. I've got a little bit close to them. Nobody taxiing down Bravo. Just slow it down a little bit. Look at the size of that thing. 777-300. We'll get there one day. I do want to start learning to fly the thing. Very impressive bit of kit, isn't it? It's great to have so much traffic though. This is why I like flying to Heathrow and flying out of Heathrow, is you always get traffic here. So we're on Bravo, as you can see by that sign there. The black ones are the ones you're on. So who's that in front of us then? Let's try and figure that out. I can't see them on Volanta. We're going November 10, which is the next. Yeah, there. November 10 is that one there. So we're going left here.
Heathrow traffic 305 Echo Alpha, taking off runway 09 right November 10.
Okay, so we will wait. Give them some clearance. Because we're quite close behind him at the moment, I must admit. Heathrow traffic, Speedbird 7 Charlie Delta will line up after the departing 777. Okay, so let's get the runway turn-offs on. Strobe goes on. Oh, come on, do it properly, Chaz. Strobe goes on. Landing lights, come on. Eventually. Nose light goes to takeoff. If I can find out where to click. There we go. There goes the company aircraft. We'll wait for a second. We'll just let it roll really slowly on. And there goes the big hefty pig. Wonder where they're flying to today. They're not on Volanta or anything. Oh no, they're going Seattle. Speedbird 5 Echo Alpha. KSEA, Seattle, which is, funnily enough, the airport I've just been controlling recently on Tower Simulator 3. It's quite cool to see an aircraft piling it down the runway in front of us, especially one as big as that. Let's line up. Whoa, overdid it there slightly. Nobody coming after us, there's an A350. No one else coming from Terminal 5, don't think there's anyone else behind. There goes the 777. Okay, so our V-speeds today, 147. We're going to start the clock here. Going to run that just before we get moving. We'll wait until the 777 is properly clear. Heathrow traffic, Speedbird 7 Charlie Delta departing runway 9 right. Okay, up to 5%, 5%, 50%. Build it up. Come on, Piggy. Ready? Let's go. Manflex 66 SRS runway auto thrust is blue. Started putting that forward pressure down. Something I always forget. 80 knots, releasing the forward pressure a little bit. Aircraft's trying to pull slightly to the right, although we have a direct headwind of 6 knots at the moment. Over the crest in the middle of the runway. Come on, Chaz, these aren't rally pace notes. Reaching 140 knots. V1, rotate. Lovely. Positive rate of climb, gear up. Let's fly the departure with an itchy nose. Going to turn right in just a moment. Let's turn that PFD up a little bit.
Heathrow traffic, hold on a second, requesting baggage. 22.8.
Heathrow traffic, Speedbird 7 Charlie Delta, passing 1,500 feet. Have a good day. Cool. Leverage climb. Leveling out slightly here.
Heathrow traffic, heading 497, requesting radio check on 122 jet.
He's not having a good day with that microphone. And a bit earlier than I normally would. I'm going to pop the autopilot in.
The same as before.
Seatbelt signs on and off to alert the cabin crew. Runway turn-offs off.
Heathrow traffic, Swift 5 Delta is established.
Cool. Okay, after takeoff checklist, landing gear came up. Flaps are now retracted. We just reached S speed, so we can bring them up, or can we? Maybe a little bit early on that, Chaz. Nearly got alpha floor, sorry. Packs, yeah. Love me turning some packs on and off. Nose light is off, runway turn-offs. Yep, seatbelt signs off soon as well. Cracking, love it. We are now climbing up to 6,000 feet. Here's a beauty shot.
Traffic should be complicated
Going into standard pressure. Forgot to square it up for Drew. Let's go up to flight level 290, or shall we wait and check the departure like a good boy? Yeah, 6,000 feet at ModMe, so yeah, we need to make sure we adhere to that first before we do anything else. There's an aircraft in front of us that is descending. You can see it on TCAS there. They're above us. And they're below us, but climbing. Did I just see a blink there? Don't know. Traffic not in sight either way. Okay, lovely little departure out of Heathrow. We sit at 6,000 feet for a minute. It's a beautiful day. And it is in real life as well, as you can tell with how bright it is in this room. We're getting Gatwick traffic as well now. Look at the Twinings. Ooh, Twinings tea. I got rid of mine. Now we're getting past ModMe. We can now click the aircraft up to flight level 290 and pop that in. Let's go outside. More beauty shots for you. We're above 10,000 feet now, so the landing lights are going to come off. If I can find the... Oh, why is it these are always a pain? You've got to click it like the base of the button. That's what it's hard to... Words. Yeah, we turn the seatbelt. Turn the landing lights off. I know that much. It's an absolutely beautiful day for flying. We are currently soaring up to our cruise altitude of 29,000 feet. Feels like everything went a little bit quickly once we got onto the runway there, so I'm sorry if that seemed a little bit rushed, but yeah, I'm feeling really confident and good about this one today. Florence should be a really interesting landing. We're going to use maximum capability in terms of our reverse thrust, We're going to go for medium auto brakes when we get down there. It's a very, very sudden stop. When I flew down there recently for Ultimate Cup, the pilot said it's one of the shortest runways that they fly to with Speedbird, or British Airways, sorry, and they usually use as much braking as possible with the A320neos. So yeah, I'm excited to try it for myself behind the controls here. And again, I hope my explanation to why I'm doing this flight today made sense. So I want to do it so that this year, every flight I do in sim, no, I can't even explain it now. Every flight I theoretically would do in real life to go to my commentary gigs abroad, I want to then replicate in the sim, even if I don't end up going, or even if it ends up being a different flight. The flight I would have been on to Misano would have been identical to the one I've already done. This is the flight I did to go to Ultimate Cup at Mugello. So I'm doing this one now so we just don't have a repeat flight, basically. I'll be doing another one a week today. There'll be one going to whatever the nearest airport would be to Lausitz-Ring, as the European truck racing goes there as well. And throughout the season I'll be doing the same, even though I know I won't be going to the likes of Slovakia Ring or going to Most in Czechia, I will still be doing the flights as if I was going there. Just, you know, a little bit more narration and reason behind these flights. But either way, I really thank you all for the support. I've got lots of charters to do that take me up to like August now, with all of my flights in between, so it's going to be a busy time, and I'm going to try and squeeze a few more flights out in between, but I can't guarantee that they won't just come out every Sunday, because these take a lot longer to record and to edit than anything else I do, and I'm sure you appreciate that. Now we're getting a little bit higher. I'm going to do my usual, change this to 160, put airport on, just so we can see what's around us now. And we've got quite a while until we need to descend. It's going to be, God, a long time from now, actually. Top of descent, 636 miles today. Block time on the flight is 2 hours 10 minutes. Air time is 2 hours and 2 minutes. So it's quite a long one, but not the longest I've done by any stretch. And on that note as well, I know I've said I wanted to start flying the 777 and the A350 and larger aircraft for long hauls like that. The sort of distance I'm going to be doing will be like 5-6 hour flights. I don't really plan on doing anything that's going to be like 18 hours or anything ridiculous like that. I've got my fingers in a lot of pies with work. I can't ever really block out a full day to do a flight, and especially when I know that I've got other things to be doing on that day as well. So yeah, I know a lot of people that can, you know, leave it overnight and whatever. Maybe I'll do that, but we'll have to wait and see. So there are plans, but nothing in concrete yet. And then we'll be hitting that cruise altitude, and the captain of the fly-by-wire A320neo will be giving his usual. So we'll go back in the cabin and give it a listen. There you go.
Ladies and gentlemen, once again, from Flight Deck, Captain speaking. We've just reached a cruise altitude for the flight. As we begin to settle in, I do want to remind you to please keep your feet elbows square from the aisle as the flight attendants will be coming through the cabin with galley cars shortly. Also, one more reminder to please refrain from congregating near the front galley where the flight deck door is located. Thank you.
Well and truly in the cruise now, and about to go over the north coast of France. I'm going to leave you in the cruise for a little bit, and obviously I'll catch you before we then head to our top of descent and do all the preparation for that, so enjoy. Okay, welcome back to the cockpit. Typically, as I have jumped back in, I have missed the bit where we're over the Swiss Alps. I stepped out of the cockpit for about 15 minutes, and typically that window was while we were over the Swiss Alps, like an absolute idiot. Still, we're going to get prepared for our approach soon, because as you can see, we are not too far away. It thinks our descent is going to be very, very late on, which seems strange. 120 miles. still to top of descent. I would have expected it to be a lot sooner than that. Okay, whatever. We're going to look at the chart. Sorry, my mouse has just got stuck on something. If we look at the chart for the arrival, we need to check our altitudes. So we're coming in on the Mugello 110, 5,000 basically. We want to be at 5,000 and then nib to at 3,000. And when we're intercepting the ILS, it is at 3,000. So we're going to put 5,000 in. Not going to press that just yet though. We're going to go for medium auto brakes when we get down there. We're going to prepare that. And then we need to start looking at our information. Let me just get it prepared on here. Let's go to the next phase. I don't know why I forgot what buttons that was. Okay, let's have a look then. So QNH down there at the moment is 1013, winds 180 at 2, so it's 1013. That's standard pressure actually. 180 at 02 for the winds. And the temperature is 23 degrees. It's a lovely day down there in Florence. Let's go back to the charts and look at the minimums. Straight in landing, runway 05, ILS 637 for us today. 637 on the Barrow minimums, and we're going to be full landing config. VAP is 132, and we're going to stamp on the brakes and stop the thing very, very quickly. Lovely scenery out the window as we fly over Italy at the moment. Thoroughly enjoying this. It was great to fly this flight for real actually just a few weeks ago and witness the Alps myself like this. It was a gorgeous day, and it's great to be doing this once again behind the controls of the fly-by-wire A320neo. Let's get this pressure here just... Can we do anything to pull that? There we go. Nice and quickly. We do have, by the look of it, Centre online. Let's check who that is. If we look down here, you can see we have Rome radar online. 132.840. Let's tune that in, shall we? 132.840. There we go. We won't pop it on just yet, but we will prepare to join them very soon when we head into their airspace. That's cool. They've been online for 40 minutes, so shouldn't be going off anytime soon, I'd imagine. I'm concerned as to how late that top of descent is, though. How long is that? Let's have a look on the flight plan down here. So top of descent. I suppose it's 100 miles from when we're actually getting into the airfield. And what does Drew always say? 3 times your altitude plus 5? So what's... Well, let's say it's 90. What is it really? 87? Plus 5, 92. So yeah, we should get down just in time, so long as the aircraft behaves itself. I may click that a little bit earlier, just to be sure. Just going to check now on our checklist what we need to do next, and to be honest it's all just the usual stuff when we come in for approach. We need to make sure we advise the cabin crew that we're going to be going in, have the auto throttle all set, that's all good, auto brakes set, flaps set and so on. So yeah, it's all good stuff. I'm going to get my other clipboard out and we're going to choose where we're going to park when we get into Florence. There's not many gates to choose from. I think there was only 11 when we were flying there, for commercial aircraft anyway. On this side, we flew out of gate 102, I believe, which in the actual airport is gate 10, I think. We're going to try and get in at 102 and park up there. Maybe 103 or 101. I want to come to this side. And we will be landing and have to go all the way to the end and then backtrack, so we're going to get off at Papa and then taxi via Kilo and runway, what would it be, 28? 23. I should know that because Manchester's a 05 and the opposite is 23. I'm going to start writing down some of the information on my little clipboard here. So we're on the Marel 3 Quebec and we are QNH is 1013. We're going to vacate at Papa. I'm also going to write down that we're going to speak to Rome radar on 132.840. We've still got quite a while before we get into their airspace, so we'll be alright. But I wonder if they'll give us a different approach or something, whether he just, I don't know, clears me to wherever. Italy is just over there. It's just on our left hand side. We're sort of flying down the west coast of it, I'll show you. Just down here on the west coast, and then we're going to turn back on ourselves, get into Marel. It's a pretty straightforward approach. It doesn't really take us anywhere twisty or anywhere fancy. I've thoroughly enjoyed doing this flight today. Like I've said, I know it's a bit complicated trying to explain what flights I'm doing and why this one is this week and the Misano one is technically already done, but I like the idea of flying to the commentary gigs in the sim and replicating it. And to be fair, I said to my co-commentator Claire when I went down to Mugello for Ultimate Cup that I was going to replicate this in the sim. I wasn't sure which direction I was going to go in, whether I was going to go Heathrow to Florence or Florence to Heathrow, but I think I prefer the flight out like that. And Florence is a gorgeous airport as well. There's some lovely hills around it too. It's a fantastic place to land in. Going to reduce the range on this screen now to just 40 miles and put the constraints back on so we know what we're dealing with, just so we know what's a little bit closer in the vicinity. In the meantime, I might change this one over to 160 and just keep airport on there, just so we've got a slightly different display on each side, just in case we can use it really. Going to put the seatbelt signs on again so the passengers sit down as we prepare for our descent. We are less than 40 miles away from top of descent. And like I've said, we are 139 away from the airport. I might click that in a little bit early just to get down. So let's click 5,000 feet in now and let's begin our descent, shall we? As you can see, we're way below profile and we're getting lower and lower below it. But I just wanted to make sure that basically we got down early because that distance was worrying me a little bit. We're going to enter the centre area in a moment for Rome radar, so I'm going to change over from Unicom to 132.840.
Descend 340 Alpine 3576.
Did you hear that then? It was a click as if I received a message. We're not in their airspace just yet according to Volanta, so we'll give it a little moment or two and then we'll report in a few moments time. The engines are really slowly winding back.
Rome radar Ryanair 7061, flight level 360 inbound at PQ.
7061, Rome identified, squawk 1000, direct to G.
Well, we might have to
Squawk 1000 and direct to GNOX, Golf, India, November, Oscar, X-ray, Ryanair 7061.
Correct.
Okay. Let's check in. Rome radar, good afternoon. Speedbird 7 Charlie Delta with you. Flight level 250 on the approach to Florence.
Speedbird 7 Charlie Delta, I do not hear flight plan, just primary device, please.
Roger that, we'll check it. Cheers. Okay, seems like it hadn't filed properly. My login to VATSIM seemed to have failed when I tried to pre-file it earlier because it re-asked me for my credentials. So, whoops. Rome radar, Speedbird 7 Charlie Delta, flight plan should have now come up, sorry about that.
Or is identified squawk 1000, descent flight level 160.
Squawk 1000, and could we get that flight level again? Sorry, it's very quiet.
160.
Flight level 160 for Speedbird 7 Charlie Delta, cheers. Okay, so let's squawk 1000. And we'll go 160. The aircraft is now playing ball. I mean, to be honest, we are...
Speedbird 7 Charlie Delta cleared the Marel 3 Quebec arrival, expect ILS Zulu 05, proceed direct to Marel.
Direct Marel, ILS Zulu for runway 05, Speedbird 7 Charlie Delta. Okay, so ILS Zulu, and we are cleared direct to Marel. So we are going to go direct Marel on the Zulu, so let's get down here. So flight plan that, arrival, ILS Zulu, via the...
Speedbird 7 Charlie Delta, continue descent flight level 110.
Flight level 110, Speedbird 7 Charlie Delta. Let's redo that. Sorry, because it's Zulu. Yeah, we need to do star. We need to change the transition. How do we do that? Let's just choose Yankee. Go for the Marel and just insert that for now. And then we'll change it again. Arrival, Zulu, and it's the Marel 3 Quebec via Nibto. Flight level 110. Cool. Continuing on the descent.
7 Charlie Delta, just to confirm you are proceeding to Marel.
Yes, sorry about that. We will just be turning to Marel now. I was just sorting out a few other things in the cockpit.
Kilo with 6 miles to Mugello, passing through flight level 330.
There we go, aircraft turning to Marel.
5565, Ryanair 7 Delta Kilo.
Throttles are now idling. Let's just check the flight just check the plan on the way in. When it gets to Nibto, is it going to put us in a hold? No, it's got us going straight in. It was just basically suggested on the flight plan earlier when I saw this. JJet's 20. Cool, we're going to arm the speed brakes, get that prepared. I just want to show you what I mean. So on this earlier, look, it's got us in a hold. So I was a bit worried about that, but it seems like the aircraft's just going to get us straight in. So we're on ILS Zulu. We went direct Marel. Stand 103 we want to get to.
Say again, please.
Yeah, this guy's a bit quiet.
Able for ILS Zulu via Diego, Delta India, Echo Zulu Oscar as the initial approach fleet.
Stand by, please.
I struggled to understand that. I hope that guy understood it. We're on profile now, by the way.
And
2,000 feet.
correction, 7 Delta Kilo. Was it 5563 or 5565 for the squawk? Apologies.
Whatever you have now is correct.
On our way in then to Florence. Loving this at the moment. It's always great when you get centre online. We're going to be using medium auto brakes, all the reverse we possibly can. And yeah, I'm excited to see what the aircraft's got in store for us. Just making sure that my stick still works. Just checking everything works because these controls like to disconnect every so often. And I want to make sure they hadn't done that.
Oscar 5, exit departure, Giliva 6, Victor transition, runway 15, Mr. Climb 5,000 feet, squawk 5526, Ryanair 49 Papa Golf.
Just had a Korean 931 on the... They're on their way into Rome Fiumicino.
Maintain the current heading.
Okay, down to flight level 110. I imagine it'll clear me to 5,000 in a minute, because flight level 110 is the restriction here, you see. Let me show you on the charts. See, it's 110, then 5,000. So it'll be 5,000, then 3,000. So after we get to Romeo Quebec 419er, it'll then say descend flight level 050, or descend 5,000 feet. I think under 10,000 feet you say how many thousand it is, and above that is flight level whatever. Put the landing lights on soon as well. Let's check the cabin now, may as well. Just grab our checklist, ensure there's nothing that I've missed. Ground spoilers are armed at the moment. We're going to get flaps ready at some point in the near future. Yeah, it's just as long as we've got auto brakes, flaps. We'll get the landing system on just now as well. Click that little button here. There it is, 110.3, it's got it ready. We're below speed at the moment, we're on profile. Everything's going well. Just going to listen out now for any ATC from this guy. There we go, the aircraft has just intercepted.
7 Charlie Delta, further descent in 6 miles due to radar neo.
Sorry, can we get a repeat on that please, 7 Charlie Delta?
Yeah, expect further descent in 5 miles due to radar neo.
Is that just descend further? Sorry, I'm really struggling to hear at the moment.
Yeah, no, just stand by for descent. Expect further descent in 4 miles.
Roger that, thank you. Okay, so he says expect further descent basically. We'll be above 5,000 feet, so yeah, I imagine it'll just be 5,000. But this guy, yeah, it's a little bit quiet at the moment. Aircraft's making a slight left turn at Marel.
7 Charlie Delta, descend flight level 90.
Flight level 90, speedbird 7 Charlie Delta. Okay. Not what I expected, but okay. Profile is going below us, but obviously we're at flight level 110 or above here. Any second now, it should start descending.
The 7 Charlie Delta, descend altitude 4,000 feet, QNH 1013.
4,000 feet, QNH 1013, cheers. 4,000 feet, and the aircraft is descending. We're a little bit above profile, but I'm sure we'll be okay on that. Landing system has it all tuned in, ready to go, so yeah, I'm pretty happy.
The 7 Charlie Delta, cleared ILS Zulu approach runway 05, report established.
Cleared ILS Zulu, runway 05, will report when established, cheers. Okay, so the aircraft is now dropping speed. We are below 10,000 feet, so the lights come on. Seatbelt signs are on. Cabin advised once again, let's just make sure. Once we get... Well, to be fair, the aircraft will slow us down quite a bit here. We want to put flaps in pretty soon. Speed limit exceeded? Well, yeah, because let's disarm those spoilers and let's put some speed brake in, shall we, just to slow us down a little bit. We'll ask the aircraft for 210 because it's 210 knots at Gonga, so we'll tell the aircraft what we want, and then we can start putting some flaps in as well just to add to the drag. We know that we're going to be down in time, which is all good. Okay, the aircraft is doing really well here. We're going to take the speed brakes out. Out of standard pressure, sorry, into 1013. We've got flap 1 in now. We're at 210 knots, which is what we've asked it for. We're going to start going through some cloud. Look at the scenery around here. It's so cool. Wow, that was loud. Let's rearm those spoilers now. We are 15 miles out. Let's click approach. Cat 1. We are above profile by some considerable margin here. Let's ask the aircraft for 180 knots. And let's go flap 2. Okay, maybe not flap 2 just yet. Wait for it. No. Oh, it's below 200 knots, isn't it? There we go. Flap 2. Right, let's descend. Let's catch up with that profile, please. Just over 10 miles out, and we are... Yeah. I think we might catch up with this. Rem radar speed bird 7 Charlie Delta established. Just over 10 miles out.
7 Charlie Delta, runway 05, cleared to land. 230 degrees, 5.
Clear to land, runway 05, thanks very much. Speedbird 7 Charlie Delta. Okay, let's get this sorted, shall we? Puppy needs to Puppy needs to catch up and get onto that descent. We are not catching up to it. It does have Cat 3 single, it just doesn't have glide slope in. We're going to bring the gear down. Okay, flaps 3. Flaps full. We're going to go 165 knots. It should drop like a stone now. There we go. 1,500 feet a minute down. Let's go 160. Let's go for VAP actually. There's the runway in sight. God, it's dropping like a stone. We're having to really push Puppy down. We're going to overspeed. So close to overspeed him. Not good. Let's just check the go around procedure just to be sure, because I am not confident in this. The go around, we go left. Missed approach, turn left, 160 knots. As soon as practical or practicable to intercept and follow. I'm taking the aircraft.
Korea 931 vacancy 34
We're
left
going for this.
Alpha Delta. Requested stand 706 if possible.
We're going for it. I know that you don't want to, but I am not practiced enough in go-arounds. I need to work on it. God, we're getting loads of stutters at the moment. Really big stutters everywhere. Oh, this is not friendly. These stutters are horrendous. Have we armed the speed brakes? Because we used them before? Yeah, they're armed. Oh my god, these stutters are unbelievable.
And Ryanair 555, Fox Clear 032, Charlie.
I can't fly like this.
Foxtrot taxi stand 14 via Charlie.
What is this?
24 White Charlie and got for 559 Fox.
No, going around. Speedbird 7 Charlie Delta going around. Speedbird 7 Charlie Delta going around Florence.
7 Charlie Delta, Roger, follow standard.
Yes. Turn left.
Ryanair 7061, Unicom 122.8.
Oh, now what? Rem radar, Speedbird 7 Charlie Delta. Apologies, it doesn't seem to have picked up the reroute from the go-around. Can we get vectors, please?
Roger, climb 5,000 feet, expect vectors above 5,000.
We want open climb 5,000. Roger that, climbing 5,000 on current heading 293. Aiming to just keep speed about 220 knots for now while we just establish everything.
Roger, 7 Charlie Delta, you are below radar minimum, but suggested heading is
I can't hear this bloke. I'm sorry, I'm really struggling to hear you. Everything's just blurring into one.
Fly heading 235.
235, thank you very much, Speedbird 7 Charlie Delta. Okay, 235. Do we get the arrival back in there? Okay, it knows that we've got Zulu in there. This is the bit where my head falls off, because I really... yeah, I don't know why we were so high above everything. The frame rate on the way in was absolutely horrific. I don't know why it was so intense. We'll get vectors, he'll take us back around.
Ethiopian 701, Unicom 122.8.
Unicom 122.8, Ethiopian 701, cheers.
Sugar 7 Charlie Delta, report when able for another approach.
We'll report when able for another approach, thanks very much. Oh, I'm annoyed at myself for that. But was that on me? Because I tried to get down really, really early and it just didn't work. Run radar Speedbird 7 Charlie Delta is ready to try again, effectively.
Charlie Delta, Roger, descend 4,000 feet to vector for ILS Zulu 05.
Flight level 4,000 feet and vectors for ILS Zulu runway 05. Cheers. Okay, let's try again. 4,000 feet. Sorry, everybody. We'll give that another go. At least we've got somebody on to give us vectors, though. I'm very lucky in that regard. But yeah, I tried my best to get down as early as possible, so I'm not sure what went wrong there. Really not sure.
7 Charlie Delta, turn on the left, heading 170.
Heading 170, Speedbird 7 Charlie Delta.
Ryanair 49 Papa Golf, runway 15, clear for
turn left. It knows that we've got the same approach in, so that's good. It knows that we're going back to Florence, so that's the main thing. We've gotten to 4,000 feet, we've got Nibto there, so it's over that way. The frame rate was horrific though, wasn't it? That's one of the main takeaways there, is that the frame rate was just horrific. We can go flat 1 while we're at 220 knots. We do still have a good amount of fuel on board, 2.5 tons.
We'll 7 Charlie Delta, left heading 135.
Left heading 135, 7 Charlie Delta. Why is it flicking so quickly? Excuse me.
7 Charlie Delta, descend 3,000 feet.
3,000 feet, 7 Charlie Delta.
Bravo radar, buonasera, Swiss
Whoa.
171 Victor.
You're eager.
Standing.
Number 1 for clearance, standby, break. Speedbird 7 Charlie Delta, left heading 080, clear direct Zulu approach 05.
Left heading 080, thanks very much for the help, Speedbird 7 Charlie Delta. Okay, so let's see what we can do now. Let's hit the approach. Cat 1, Cat 3 single. Cool, let's go 180 knots. Put some speed brakes in. Slow it down. Got us on a short approach here. Okay, we're at 3,000 feet. We're going to go flaps 2 in just a second. There it is. Speed brakes can come out now. Speedbird 7 Charlie Delta, fully established for Florence, runway 05.
7 Charlie Delta, runway 05, clear. 2,500. 30 degrees, 5 down.
Cleared to land runway 05, thanks very much for the help, really appreciate it. Speedbird 7 Charlie Delta. Okay, let's get it done, gear is down, flaps are full. Why is the aircraft speeding up so much? We want 134 on the VAP, please, plane. Thank you very much. Flaps full. We're ready, I think. Let's try this second time round, shall we? Hopefully without it loading everything in. Now it's loaded everything, it won't be so bad on frame rate. We'll have to see. We're just about to get the 1,000 call out. Need to arm the spoilers. Let's recheck the cabin. Okay, everyone's all good. Flipping out. Ready?
1,000.
There it is. Aircraft's mine. I'm ready to get fully on the reversers here. Very low winds at the moment, nothing to worry about wind-wise. Yeah, frame rate is pretty horrendous. Good God. This is the freeware Gaia simulations. This is the Gaia simulations airport I've got here, and it is absolutely killing me. According to Volanta, center has gone offline. Continue.
400.
400. A little bit below glide slope here. God, it's throwing me around. Frame rate is horrendous here. Luckily, now we've gotten closer, it seems to be okay. A little bit below. We've gone back to 2 white, 2 red, which is the good news.
6 Mike, number 23, 6,000 feet, squawk 1,000. 50, 40, 30, 20, retard. 5.
A little bit late on the touchdown. Let's get those reverses on. Whoa. The left engine there went to nothing for a second. Wow. So, what I've told you before about my reverses is if I whack them all the way back, they go from full to absolutely nothing again. It's like there's a tiny millimetre on the axis. No matter what I've done, I cannot stop it doing that. I just tried to pull it that extra bit more then, just to get a tiny bit more push, because it didn't look like we were going to make it. And suddenly the left engine went out of reverse again. Okay, let's vacate then at Papa. Rome radar, Speedbird 7 Charlie Delta has successfully vacated runway 05 at Papa at the end. Thank you very much for your help in getting us back here.
Charlie Delta, no worries, via Kilo. Enter runway 05 and backtrack, vacate the hotel to standard choice.
Vacate back up the runway for standard choice. Thanks very much, Speedbird 7 Charlie Delta. Yeah, you know what, I may have moaned about that guy's mic quality earlier on, but he's done a cracking job there. We'll keep landing lights and everything on, obviously, because we are going to be getting back on the runway. We are not off yet. Seatbelt signs remain on as well. We'll stop the clock down here because, if I can. Oh, come on, plane. These... Oh God, I complain a lot, but I love doing this. We are going well too quick. But welcome to Florence, everybody. One of the most beautiful airports that we will ever fly to. The hills and everything back up that way are stunning. I'll show you when we get in, but yeah, it is mighty tasty down here on the ground at Florence. And despite the go around, it's been lovely to do this flight again. It's always interesting lining up on a runway. I quite enjoy backtracking up them as well. When I landed here in real life, effectively just a few weeks ago, the retro-liveried Scandinavian A319 was waiting at the end of the runway there, where we've just turned around, and it was gorgeous to see that thing again. I love that little aircraft. But we're now backtracking runway 23. Auto brakes and everything did their job, didn't they? Let's just check what else we've got to do when we get off here. We need to obviously start the APU soon. We may as well do that now, actually. We'll go to the master switch, whack that on, give it a few seconds, and boop, pop that on. We won't pop the APU bleed on just yet. We've got the engine mode goes to normal, flaps retracted. Actually, we don't need the flaps up anymore.
Golf Quebec, on 103, request started push.
TCAS goes to standby, but we're going to keep it on while it's on at the moment. We'll just put it on TA. We're going to turn left on here. That means we can then turn the landing lights off. Let's get to stand, shall we?
Frequency Roma is closing, so you can continue on Unicom.
Oh, we got it just in time.
Ciao, Roma. Thanks for the awesome service.
Yeah, ciao, Rome. Thank you. Looks like somebody is already on stand 103. And are they pushing back? Okay. The Volunteer here at Florence, I will hold short here for you to complete pushback and taxi out. Just letting them know. Little A319 at Volunteer.
Yeah, Florence traffic. Yeah, sorry, just got half of the message. Just switched the frequency, but I understand you will hold the position for me, correct? 65 Golf Quebec.
Yes, absolutely. We'll just hold here, so you taxi out via, I believe it'd be Mike that way, wouldn't it? We'll just hold here for a second while we sort out GSX and all the other good stuff.
Perfect. Thank you so much.
We'll go stand 103. GSX prepares over there, literally from the stand they're going to. It's good timing, actually, because I plan to go into the stand you've just come out from.
Ah, I see. Perfect.
Good stuff. Okay, so we've got taxi light on and everything. APU is coming on. What else do we need?
Not too much to pick from with all the statics, if you have that scenery.
Ah, the Gaia simulations one.
Yeah, correct. Maybe you don't have it.
No, I do. There's apparently, if you rename one of the files in the scenery to statics disabled, it gets rid of the static aircraft in the end.
Oh, yeah, cheers. I will have a look at that. Thank you.
No problem. Enjoy. Have a good flight. Let's get to standby. Predicted wind shear comes off. Well, interesting with the go around. A very, very busy flight here today. We're not quite done yet as we wait for the Volunteer to get moving, but we're happy to wait for them. It's always nice when you sort of meet other people on VATSIM. It's very strange how this world all works, but yeah, it's really, really lovely. They're just being plonked back onto the ground now. You can see the nose wheel was coming down slightly. So they're going to taxi left here onto, which I think is Mike. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's Mike. We're sitting here on hotel, and we'll get in there. So we'll go this way, and then in to stand 103.
Florence traffic, Volunteer 65 Golf, Quebec, taxi backtrack 05, line up 23.
Interesting, they're going out on 23. We came in on 05. So we're going to taxi around this way here. Get that nose light off. There is our marshal on the ground. Do have GSX profile for this place, so hopefully it works. Seems to be pretty well placed. Still, the frame rate not brilliant here, considering it's such a small airport as well. Don't stop! This aircraft stops so easily. It doesn't release the pressure again very quickly on the brakes, so it holds pressure where you don't really want it. So you need to sort of just keep tapping it. Build up that brake pressure just to keep it jittering along so you don't overdo it. Oh, there's no way I'm parking this on the perfect. You lot think I'm cheating by doing this now, that's the problem. Hey, you know what? I started pressing that when it said 1. So, let's make sure then we've got our APU bleed on. All of our lights are off. Strobe goes back to auto. Anything else that needs doing? No, just engines come off and then the seatbelt signs. So we head down here. Engine 2 is going to come off first, then engine number 1. Crack in, and then we go upstairs and we will put the beacon light off. Seatbelt signs come off as well, and then we'll start taking all the fuel pumps and things off too. Good news, good stuff. Let's get deboarding, shall we? Let's request that. Beautiful, all the stairs and stuff should come over in just a second. And welcome to Florence, everybody. What a beautiful airport, surrounded by these brilliant hills. It's a great backdrop to a lovely little airport. And yeah, a very busy and active flight for us today. Volunteer is just departing there in the background as the passengers deboard. What a great day. What a great flight. Despite the issue with the go-around, I've thoroughly enjoyed this one, and I hope you have too. As mentioned, next week there will be another flight where I'll be flying to a destination that I'm going to be commentating at, so look out for that one. And then, of course, we'll still have the charters as well, which at the moment do take me up to August, so there's a lot of them yet to do. Thanks as always for watching there, everybody. I thoroughly hope you've enjoyed this, and I'll see you in the next episode.